Hello guys, today what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk a little bit about absolute value and how to solve equations involving absolute value. If you recall, absolute value is the distance from zero. That's when we draw something like this, right? This is the absolute value of 7. The distance that 7 is away from 0 is 7. If you remember, the distance of -7 is also 7. You always remember it as being the positive value of it, and that's because distance is never negative. But if I want to solve an equation that involves absolute value, well, that just becomes a little bit different. So it's all about solving things using multi-step, just like we did before. If I have something like the absolute value of 3x plus 2 equals 6, then to solve this, what we have to do is we have to isolate the absolute value. So instead of x just being our variable, we also have to isolate the actual absolute values. So this is what we're trying to isolate. So what we need to do is we still draw our line. To get rid of the 2, which would be the first thing we should do, is we should subtract that 2. What will happen is I will drop down my absolute value of 3x, and we will set that equal to 4, right? Now here's the deal. At this point, we can't solve for x yet. We still have the absolute value. And so to get rid of the absolute value, we have to think of it like this. We have a absolute value of 3x equals 4, and we have an absolute value of 3x equals -4. And it's all based on the distance away from 0. So we actually have to take this, and we have to set up two equations. We have to set up the equation that is there, which is 3x equals 4. And we have to set up the equation which is not there, but is its opposite, where 3x equals -4. Now we have to solve both of these equations, and both of these are going to be our answers then. So when I solve, I have to divide by 3. So x equals 4 over 3. And if we divide by 3 over on this side, x will equal -4 over 3. So what we have is we have 4/3 and -4/3, which will make this overall equation true. So if I was to plug 4/3 in for x back in this top equation, I would get 6. And if I plugged in -4/3, I would also get 6. Now, just because they're opposites here doesn't mean they're always going to be opposites.